Hi, it's Bugden1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Legacy version on Xbox. Now this was a random Monday night in April and it was an amazingly fun night. There was lots of commanders around. I think I had 15 people on my recently played with just in Seoul on the evening in question. I knew I was in trouble here because I'm stopping to scan a Death Star Condor in a wing of 2 Death Star Condors, so I suspected that things might get lit up very quickly. But I'm still going to type my no cargo free to go message, and then yep, there we are. 2 Death Star Condors shooting at my little pirate ship. I did hope to make them sizzle with the sizzle enzyme missile, but I kind of missed that one. But I did hit them with some of my missiles on my way out. I had to make sure I scanned the other one because I wanted to get both. Gripper Gold is not Flipper Gold in disguise. I don't know who it is, but it's not Flipper Gold in disguise. I know that for a certainty, and I'll come to that in a different video. But all in all, it was yeah, I decided to just hit them both with missiles and then run away because, yeah, as you can see, my hull is absolutely getting torn apart. And this is when I realised I hadn't actually set my thing. So jump anywhere as quickly as possible, silent running, everything I can do to stop beam lasers hitting me. But you know, it's a tough ask, 2 Death Star Condors and a little pirate ship. But soon I was off and escaping and getting a different pirate ship and coming back and keeping my eye out for more people to rob, because that's the fun part of piracy and Elite Dangerous. And I've got to say, after I escaped, it was all GG's and you know, fun. They were looking to fry people with those ships, and I did end up 1v1ing one of them later. So that's for another video. That was a fun fight, so I'll bring you that in another video. However, I went back to pirate in my pirate dropship, which has even more missile firepower than this one and a lot more armor. So I was thinking, you know, Death Stars might not want to deal with a massive amount of missile fire. But anyway, I went back and immediately ran into a wing of 3, I think at this point. Later on there was 4 of them in the wing, which the Hut Squadron, which is the Hut and Truckers. So this was promising because, you know, that's 2 vultures, not likely to have cargo, and 1 crate maybe has cargo. So I went after the crate and, you know, followed that. And yeah, I did ask for cargo, but it wasn't forthcoming, so this turned into a scrap. Now at this point, I'm going to ask a few things of FDEV. Like, dear FDEV, could you please make the Legacy version free to play across all platforms? It wouldn't be that much of an ask. Also, could you add some new stuff into the shop for us to buy? Because you could get some more revenue from us, because I would certainly buy more paint jobs, more ship kits, that sort of thing. And if you wanted to sell us some new ships, I'm sure the Xbox community would pay money for them. You wouldn't have to release them as to be in sale any other way, to be honest, because you can use the argument it's a free-to-play version of Elite Dangerous, and therefore you can charge for things like ships. I think that would make much more sense, because to be honest, I'm beyond the point where I'm bothered about getting the Odyssey update or any future updates. I'm happy with the game the way it is. I'm certainly happy with the background sim the way it is, and I'm certainly happy with the power play the way it is. So all I really want is CGs and more people playing. And if you offered the new ships and returned CGs in their old form, even if it was like 4 a year, 1 a quarter, that would increase the player base massively, I feel. And if you introduce new ships to buy, even if it was to pay money for, I think people would pay money for them. Now, I know this is a big ask because the Legacy version's been abandoned for now multiple years. I think it's 2 years since you abandoned us, and it was 2 years before that you announced there was going to be a cessation in development while we were waiting for Odyssey. You know, but ultimately, if you look at the player numbers, if you look at the player base, there's still players here on Legacy, and you could be milking them for more money than you are. And before I get a whole host of PC gamers moaning at me saying I want FDEV to hold back development for PC, I don't. I think the Xbox, the console version and the PC version should diverge and go their own separate way. and then, you know, look again in 4 or 5 years and see which one's more successful. It would be interesting from my point of view. Would a free-to-play model where you're charging for upgrades and ships be, you know, more successful over the next 4 or 5 years than a paid version where you pay for updates, and those updates are stuff that was, you know, some of the stuff was envisaged in the original game, but some of it wasn't, and it, for me, it still takes the focus away from the fun of Elite Dangerous, which is the ship-to-ship stuff. But yeah, they're on about big game hunting and that, which was actually something Braben mentioned at the start, but not something I've ever been interested in and doesn't really affect the space sim. Now, this is the hilarious bit of the piracy, is trying to find the hut and mugs in amongst all the stuff, because there's a lot going on in this instance, and it's about to get a lot busier, considering I've just committed assault on a player who's in a wing of 3 while there's tons of police in the instance, so I'm about to get blown to pieces. So this is brinkmanship now. How many mugs do I dare try and escape with? You know, I want more than one, because but whatever I do, this is going to be risky. As a pirate, it's those moments when you've got, yeah, that many ships shooting you, a couple of players shooting you, and you're like, yeah, come on then, let's go for another one. That, you know, can really land you in trouble. But that's the fun of being a pirate. It's all about escaping with a little bit of cargo. And I gotta say, when that came up on screen, I thought I'd overcooked it, but I was right actually. I had 20% left on my module reinforcement, and my thrusters were actually just hitting 70%. So minor malfunction only, not a problem. Yeah, with a bit of silent running, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, managed to make my escape. And with 2 hut and mugs on board, which is yeah, amazing cargo, and a great feeling as a pirate to get back to my carrier with some real proper cargo on board. The first robbery of my time in April 2025. This is a way to start the month in style. Hut and mugs are like the gold dust of piracy loot. It's the gold standard. Meta Orange has spent many an hour sat outside Hutton Orbital waiting for someone to lift off the landing pad and steal their mugs off them. He's done it many times. So to get mugs randomly in Seoul is just so lucky. Also, this was a testament to how the game is on the legacy version on Xbox. I saw 15 different commanders in Seoul on a Monday night, like this long after the game was cancelled by the developers. And, you know, the developers still have that marketplace, all those commanders that would happily just drop money on this game, that, you know, they're not catering to. And I think that's, I mean, it's amazing they still let us have the servers, it's amazing they still let us play the game, and long may that continue. But I'm really surprised they're not making more of that community, more of that player base. Yeah, I mean, obviously I do have one thing to say about this this interaction. I hope this commander understands that, you know, as far as I'm concerned,
everything's better with pirates.
And I just thought I'd throw this clip in to show like a full wing of 4 hunting truckers in Seoul. Who'd have thought it? Anyway, so yeah, if FDEV would kindly give us some CGs, just please, that would be amazing. And anything more would be wonderful. But I think there's a huge player base here going to waste that you could make money from FDEV. Think about it. That's all I'm asking. That's all. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Let me know how you're getting along playing, whether you're playing the Legacy or the Odyssey version of this game. Let me know what's going on in the comments down below. And yeah, that's all. Thank you very much for watching.